It is inciting to say the Supreme Court will accept Tinubu's Chicago University certificate matter as new evidence. Constitutional lawyer Mbanifu, welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel. To get notified when we post our juicy news updates, please click on the notification bell. He said it was inciting for anyone to say new evidence would still be accepted by the Supreme Court in the appeal filed against the judgment of the President's Election Petition Tribunal in September. A constitutional lawyer, Mike Mbanefo, has said that the issue of President Bola Tinubu's zoologist certificate will lack probative value if raised at the Supreme Court. The legal practitioner said this while featuring on a live program on Arise News Television, adding that it is a discretionary right of the apex court to decide whether it is apt to allow the parties to adduce new evidence in appeal trials. He said it was inciting for anyone to say new evidence will still be accepted by the Supreme Court in the appeal filed against the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in September. Atiku, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party and the 2023 presidential election, has challenged Tinubu's election. However, the tribunal dismissed the petition, describing it as unmeritorious. The Registrar of Chicago State University, CSU, Caleb Westberg, has said that the diploma President Bola Tinubu submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, was not issued by Chicago State University, CSU. A Nigerian-American professor, Farouk Adamukbarugi, has also made 6 major findings about Tinubu from the Chicago State University, CSU document, pointing out that from the record, Nigeria's president attended the school but forged his diploma certificate submitted to the INEC, probably after he lost his original certificate. During a World Press Conference on Thursday, one of Atiku's lawyers, Carlo, said, and I quote, "So, on the second arm of your question of what use will it be in the Supreme Court? It is very, very clear from the decided authorities the Supreme Court has held that they can accept a party to adduce fresh evidence as long as certain conditions are met from what transpired in the proceedings in the United States Court. That condition has already been met. So as we speak, our law is very clear that a party at fault cannot be allowed to enjoy the fruit of its illegality." Reacting to the statement, Mr. Mbanefo said, "It is an inciting statement. In regards to that, the Supreme Court has the right to accept or not to accept new evidence. They are precedent to accepting or not accepting new fact or new evidence. 3 of such facts: 1. The evidence sought to be tendered newly has to be something that initiated original from the lower court. Secondly, you must have a basis and reason why you want to tender such evidence at that later stage. And finally, what do you intend to do with the evidence you sought to tender? Now, when it comes to the issue of new evidence, it is such a ridiculous thing and an attempt for whoever to incite the populace to begin to malign judges on issues they know nothing about. At what point did they discover the forgery? Because the same certificate has been tendered even when the president was a governor some 20 years ago. So where is the issue of the Chicago State University say that, oh, we didn't issue the certificate tendered to INEC, does not conform with what we issued? Question. What did they issue? Is it possible that the same certificate issued for a degree person will be the same certificate issued to a diploma holder? The answer is no. There are so many documents flying. Media trials going right and center. I am not holding breath for anybody. If for anything, I respect the senior advocate who visited here before you. When the Chicago State University says we do not keep record of diplomas, that says it all. It creates a very big lacuna, and again, forgery is a very serious allegation which neither the Chicago State University nor Atiku nor even the president can say yes or no. Reason being that it will be subjected to investigation which lies within the purview of the Nigerian police, as the case may be, as it affects Nigeria, and the American police, as the case may be, as it affects America. Now, the issue in both ways: what would either party do with the result they find? Even if they find out today without so considering that the result is forged, the document is forged, it is still a useless matter to be talked about at the Supreme Court. Because even for the Supreme Court to do anything with the document, they have to consider that acid test of repugnancy. How does it affect the populace? What do you want to achieve with the document you're tendering? It is such an embarrassing thing to me, if you ask me my mind. I think it's an inciting statement. Brother, na English na you dey speak. What is one way they talk? Make una leave Supreme Court. I don't talk this matter. No matter how una come crucify the matter, dissect am, cut am vertically, horizontally, anywhere, secularly. The thing be say, na Supreme Court will give the final verdict. People wey dey come outside talk their own. Na their own they dey give. They talk from their opinion. Dem no be Supreme Court. Supreme Court na im go give the final judgment. Make una stop to dey do wetin dey assume. Say the constitution of this country no dey touch una. People dey assume. How far? Okay o. It is more provocative to incite the judiciary to ignore justice. I'm telling you, he's saying it is inciting. It's inciting. Oloyinbo. It is only in Nigeria that an elder sees a butterfly and calls it a bird for some peculiar and selfish interest. We will begin to make meaningful progress the moment we jettison tribal, religious, and party interest and call a spade, and not by any other name. Agreed, the Supreme Court may not admit that, but does it make it right? Does that legitimize forgery? I like this thing where you talk. I like him. Not only for Nigeria, you see that thing where they talk say, waiting elder they sit down they sing. Pikin no dey, even if pikin climb on top story building, plenty story building, no go see anything. For Nigeria, nothing. Because that elder fit see wetin him see. Him go talk another thing because they don't flash am money. Wetin he dey talk now? This is not an insult. Now wetin dey happen? The so-called elders wey supposed to come outside dey fight for the betterment of this country. Then they go back, go collect envelope. If they collect the envelope, then they go come to tell you say that thing we didn't see before will be like snake, no be snake. I'm telling you. Imported evidence might not be solid enough to upturn Asiwaji's victory, but it might be easier for a camel to pass through the eyes of a needle than Atiku to be president of Nigeria. But forgery is already in the petition. My dear, like I said, make una stop to do this trial. People will gather, talk their own. The Supreme Court no go do like this. Supreme Court go do like that. Make una leave these people alone. Make una leave them, make them do wetin. Make Supreme Court decide on the matter. Why not the blood dey hot like this? Now wow. If Nigeria is a decent country, with the finding of Tinubu evidence, with the finding of Tinubu certificates and evidence, even though if the Supreme Court did not accept the evidence, anyone in Nigeria that got a hold of Tinubu fake certificate and can file a new petition against him for certificate forgery and he'll be removed as president in a decent country. You call and waiting, decent country. Okay. Alright, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy.